Bruckner was from an area near Linz. He came to Vienna to teach harmony at the conservatory and to be court organist. And he presented an atypical figure for a composer in that he was not refined. He maintained many of his country bumpkinish mannerisms and spoke with an accent that people thought sounded a little bit like a hillbilly. So he became an easy target for critics. There was a battle in Vienna in which factions had been formed. Those who followed Brahms, who were considered more traditionalists, and those allied with Wagner, who were looking at more progressive structures like program music or thematically linked operas. And Bruckner didn't endear himself to the main critic of Vienna, Eduard Hanslick, upon his arrival when he declared his strong affection for Wagner, because Hanslick was anti-Wagnerian, and Hanslick went out of his way to ensure that Bruckner's compositions were destroyed in the press. The Sixth Symphony was heard by Bruckner only once in his lifetime, and even then in a reading of the second and the third movements. The reception that the second and third movements got was overwhelmingly positive, and even Hanslick had to acknowledge on some level that there was success in the music. The sixth starts with a repeated violin figure, a rhythmic passage that in some ways prefigures minimalism, which serves in this case as the backdrop against which the thematic material is presented. Most Bruckner symphonies start with a particular theme. This symphony starts with thematic gestures, and in fact, even the melodies of the first movement can't really be classified as melodies per se when they're presented in their entirety. So we know that Bruckner had allied himself with Wagner. In particular, one can hear Wagner's influence in the Sixth Symphony, not only in these melodic motives that are almost like Wagner's leitmotifs, but also in the advanced harmony and the rhythmic diversity of the movement. Perhaps the first movement of Bruckner 6 is the single most complicated work that Bruckner ever wrote. The slow movement in particular is heart-meltingly beautiful, and the cries that come from the oboe at the beginning of the movement go to everyone's heart. This is Bruckner for everyone, not Bruckner for Brucknerians. Anyone can be moved by this music.